Up until this point in Cataclysm, the way you acquire your tier gear has been the same through both raid tiers. You can get hands, legs and chest from the Valor vendor, shoulders and head from bosses within the raids, and also a shot at getting 2 bits from Barradin Hold. And if you're anything like me, you probably don't even get anything from Barradin Hold, you just see loads of PvP gear drop. Well, Dragon Soul really rips up the script. If you haven't seen my video breaking down Raid Finder and whether we should have it or not, you should check it out because that, alongside what we're going to talk about today, really does make a lot of sense. The reason the tier gear changed originally was because of the addition of Raid Finder. The Valor vendors no longer have any tier gear at all, they all purely come from tokens within inside Dragon Soul. Now the one thing you're probably used to is when we get to the final tier of any expansion, the set bonuses are normally at their absolute best. Think back to Icecrown Citadel in Wrath of the Lich King, where Rep Paladins finally got their 2 set so they could use Divine Storm more often. This time's absolutely no different. The tank sets are absolutely busted because some of them actually work as raid cooldowns. DPS classes like Elemental Shaman are going to get stacking haste buffs as well as massive amounts of mastery when they use their big cooldowns. And even some of the healer set bonuses like the Disc Priest, where their shield has a 10% chance to absorb 100% additional damage and actually increase the mana granted by Rapture by 100% as well. Some of the set bonuses are just absolutely nuts. I will break down every set bonus in a video in the next few days, just so you know what's coming for your class. But needless to say, trying to get your 2 set or your 4 set as soon as physically possible is definitely going to be a must. Now the good thing is the tokens themselves don't actually come from the hardest bosses in the raid. Now for anyone who doesn't know, Spine of Deathwing, which is the second from last boss, is kind of the brick wall of the raid. It's the one where you need to stack rogues and mages and just big burst classes to be able to actually get through the fight. Whether or not it's going to be the same this time around, we'll have to wait and see, but it's actually as early as the second boss, which starts to drop tier, which is Warlor's Zonoz, and he's going to be dropping gloves. And then each boss from there on up to and including Warmaster Blackhorn all drop a different type of token each. So Warmaster Blackhorn, for an example, is the headpieces. Now it's the same as you would expect with Vanquisher tokens, Protector tokens and Conqueror tokens dropping, but the only way to get any tier outside of these tokens is from the new boss in Barradin Hold added, which is Elizabeth. Nothing's changed here, you can still get tier legs and tier gloves. So the one major difference is you can't spend Valor anymore, but obviously this is to encourage people to do Raid Finder. But what you got to remember is the Raid Finder version of the tier is only 384, so if you're sat in full 391 gear, you might not see the value depending on what class and spec you are. But as I said earlier, most of these set bonuses are so powerful that even the drop in eye level from, let's say, Heroic Firelands gear to 384 Raid Finder gear, because you're going to get the set bonuses, it's still going to be worth doing. Now, I've got to be honest, I would like to see a change here, and I know you're probably sick to death of me actually saying I'd like to see things change from how they was back in the day, but I think it kind of makes sense. None of us are going to want to be sitting in Dragon Soul for too long. We know really it should only be a few months, maybe 4 absolute maximum, before we're really looking at getting into the Mr. Pandaria pre-patch. So I think this is where Blizzard can really make a positive change to Dragon Soul to also eliminate a little bit of the we have to do Raid Finder even though we're raiding Heroic Dragon Soul. I think they should actually add the hands, legs and chest tokens onto the Valor vendor, so it's exactly the same as all the other versions of the raids have been. This way it's going to make it a lot quicker to get those set bonuses, and there'll be a lot less emphasis on, as I say, the more hardcore raiders feeling like they have to do Raid Finder much past maybe the first or second reset, because that would really be it. If you get unlucky in your guild raids with getting the tier tokens, you know you can fall back on your Valor to get a couple of bits, you can fall back on Barradin Hold to maybe get lucky and get a piece, and then failing all of that, you can go in Raid Finder if you absolutely have to. We know these tokens can be punishing from week to week and even month on month, where you're just seeing tons of Vanquisher and not enough Conqueror, or you're seeing lots of Protector and not enough Vanquisher. So I think some way of alleviating that when we are hoping that we're not going to be doing Dragon Soul for too long, to me personally, just makes sense. Go back to the tried and tested method of being able to obtain a few of the normal pieces of tier gear just from Valor points. Or even, if you want to make it a little bit more fair, have the Valor versions as Raid Finder gear. So you can actually spend Valor on the Raid Finder gloves, legs, and chest. So that way you can get your tier sets quicker. But if you really want to be getting the 397 chests or the 410 heroic legs or whatever pieces you're after, you still need to do the actual raids. If you want to skip Raid Finder, you can skip Raid Finder, cap your Valor in the new dungeons, or cap your Valor just random heroics each day, whatever you're going to do, the Inferno dungeons, however they sort of progress on with that, and be able to get the Raid Finder versions of the tier anyway, just by grinding out 5-mans. I kind of feel like actually having the Raid Finder ones as purchasable with Valor points kind of actually makes sense. But that's it. I just wanted to let you know how you're going to be getting your tier in Dragon Soul if we get it sort of exactly how it should be, and what I would change. So I think it will be a better experience all round for everyone if Blizzard was to, add the Raid Finder versions for Valor. I think done. You've not got to change anything else. Absolutely everything when it comes to the next phase can be exactly the same, and it will be fine because each different person that wants different levels of content have got that content there for them. Raid Finder's there for the people that want to go and do Raid Finder rather than feeling like you have to go and do Raid Finder. Everyone's a winner. If you enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe. Remember, if you're playing Classic Fresh or any version of WoW and you want 15% off any guides bought on Rested XP, there's a link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so any guides bought go towards supporting the channel. But if you use Scottejaye Fresh at checkout, 15% off. Can't complain at that. So, enjoy. I'll see you on the next one.